Good morning, everyone. My name is John Hendershot, and welcome to Hot New Trends in Small Business Marketing with my friend and co-host on the weekends, Randy Otterbridge. We at Rende Progress Capital, the nation's only racial equity loan fund, are proud to bring you this information today. Randy has made it his mission in life to help people monetize their life and companies maximize their business. He's actually, just a side note, people call him the monetize your life guy. So just so you know, so you can make more money and have more impact using the tools of storytelling, marketing software, and good old-fashioned selling techniques. He helps you get results fast. Randy also says that deep inside all of us are areas bursting with possibility and profitability. So let's dig them out. In today's workshop, Hot New Trends in Small Businesses, Randy will share tips, tricks, and templates to help you leverage, maximize, and monetize the trends to grow your business and deliver more impact. I'm excited, Randy. Thank you very much for joining us this morning and welcome.
Absolutely. Hey, John, thank you. And I'm so appreciative for Rende Progress Capital having me, so we can have this very important talk with what you guys do, with what now marketing allows us to do. I think it's going to be a really good combination that, when you look at how we put these marketing pieces together and all this new stuff that we're going to be learning, and then the businesses are saying, I need to apply this to my life, not only to my life, but I need to apply this to my business so I can pay back my loans or I can, whatever it is, right? That's going to be one of the key things. But John, I can tell you, this is something that I hear all the time. And before I get into the slides, I want to just kind of go over this, right? I hear this from entrepreneurs all the time. They say, with this new stuff, I got to learn yet another new thing, right? Another one, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to learn yet another new thing. And one of the ones that really just, raise my eyebrows and gets me just, is I don't have time and I just don't want to do it. Right. So I don't have time. I don't want to learn a new thing. And guess what? I don't have time. But yet when we talk to entrepreneurs, the one thing that they say the most that they need is leads and customers, because they know that a lead could turn into a customer, and the customer is, of course, the lifeblood of the organization. Now, as I think about this and I start hearing all of these things, I say, what is it that is keeping people from adopting these new things? What are you doing in your business that's taking up all of your time? And then I started searching out and saying, well, how can we find marketing, automations? How can we find things that allow us to get that time back? And that's what marketing is designed to do. It is to bring people in, and then your selling portion of this sells them. That's that good old fashioned selling, right? So what we're going to be doing is going over some of these things. Some of this stuff is going to be brand new to you. I guarantee it. And then we'll get into, in the second half, we'll get into some of the tried and true things that people are already using to do some marketing. And because we got a small crowd today, what we can do is just skip past some of the, raise your hands if type things. And I'm going to ask this one question though. Who is doing that marketing in your business right now? Right? Do you have like a company doing marketing and it's costing you a whole lot of money and you're not seeing the return on that marketing? Or are you coming up with these great ideas and trying to say, I got to fit this in, but I don't have time, right? That's why I want to talk about some of these new and hot trends, because they're going to allow you to get some of that time back. A lot of them are automated. Oh my gosh, I saw some things in here that you can just, automate. And we'll dive deep into that at maybe another time, John, because I know I only got a little bit of time to talk with you guys. But I mean, here's the next question. And this is where it kind of gets serious, everybody. All right. I didn't want to drop too much seriousness on you, but this is where it really gets into it. Are you trying to improve your company's bottom line or not? Right? Are you trying to make more money? So when I hear that I don't have time, I almost hear, well, I don't have time to make money. And if you don't have time to make money, well, somebody out there does. Somebody out there is doing some of this work and stealing your customers. And perhaps that's why when you get to the other, well, I don't have leads, I don't have customers. When you get to that kind of stuff, well, now we know why. You got to put in the time. So I'm hoping that some of the things that you're able to learn today, you're able to look at those things, get an understanding of them. If it's the first time you're hearing them, at least you're hearing them that first time and you're going, how can I apply this? And then we've got a section in there, I think about slide 8 or 9, where I stop, pause, and say, okay, let's go ahead and implement these things. Are we ready to get started on this, John? Are you ready? I'm going to go ahead and share my screen if you are.
I am ready.
All right, let's do it. All right, latest and hot trends, right? Now, this is the big thing. This is what we're finding. A lot of small businesses are not taking advantage of new tech. Now, some are, but if you're not familiar with this, or if you already have those attitudes that, you know what, this is too hard, I just don't want to learn something new, then what's going to end up happening is that your business is going to suffer mightily. It's going to perhaps become a non-business. Why? Because guess what? These hot trends, these new things are allowing people and other companies out there to do things faster, to do things better, and get this, with less cost. Now, let's see if I got this right. Faster, better, less cost. Those are the things that we want to definitely have in our business. And I want you to be able to get advantage of these, right? So that's why I put this together. If you're able to grab these hot trends, this is what you're going to end up doing, right? You're going to be making your customers the very people that are the lifeblood of your company. You're going to be able to make them feel more special because of these constant touches, if you will, right? Being able to use this automation. One of the top things, top trends, John, is artificial intelligence, right? We've been hearing a whole bunch about it. Oh my gosh, the computers are coming. Well, the computers, the software, the automated tools, they're not just coming, they're already here. And marketers, people that are in the business space, people are in the marketing space, they're really jumping onto this, right? So it's right now, it's at the heart of the global business and industries of the future. And get this is a key thing to know. It's already taking over simple jobs. If we can automate our marketing, then I don't need a whole marketing department. And we're going to show you this one that's coming up next is a big one. In using this kind of service could totally, and you know, for everybody that's out there in marketing departments, I apologize for having to present this to you, but if you can get ahead of it, right, by jumping on and understanding these trends, if you can get ahead of it, then you can give yourself a nice little cushion, or you can be a person that is ushering in these things before it ushers you out. Does that make sense? We want to preserve, we don't want to lose our jobs to this automation. So we don't want to be scared of it. We want to learn it. But artificial intelligence is one of the number one things that's happening. So here's one of the things that's being used right now, programmatic advertising. Now I made myself some notes here. Programmatic ads. John, I can tell you, when I started looking into this, I says, oh my goodness gracious, are you kidding me? This is like the financial industry. These are things that people can do in the financial industry, and now they are applying it to ad buying. This is awesome stuff. Are you kidding me right now, right? So programmatic advertising, right? Using AI to automate ad buying so you can target more specific audiences. RTB, remember that, RTB, real-time bidding type of programmatic ad buying. Now, there's some services out there right now that have come online that have said, okay, we can do it for you. But what we want to do is make sure that we understand what it all is about, right? Can we understand this enough that when we go out and buy, now we go out and buy with some understanding and some intelligence. We kind of know the framework of it, right? It's like our cars, John. I don't know how to fix brakes, but I understand the concept, right? There's some pads that, go onto this rotor thing, right? But there's some calipers in there. Now I know some of the concepts. So if my person came up and says, yeah, we're going to fix your front drums, like, man, drums are on the back. You're not going to fix my front drums, kind of a thing. So understanding this stuff, everyone, is the thing that you want to be positioned to do. So programmatic advertising. If you're in the marketing space right now, if you're doing marketing for companies and they haven't heard about this and you're first to bring it to them, think about that, right? The whole department can go away, but they're going to keep you. I'm just saying. So because you now understand a little bit about that, this is the actual going out there and buying inventory, right? But it's being programmed. Now, like I said here, specific audiences can therefore be addressed. If you've determined who your avatar is, you know who your person that your customer is, and now programmatically you're buying up inventory so that you can automatically dish it out at the right time. Now your ad spends become more effective. This is some of the small stuff in that we can use in our small businesses before the bigs get a hold of it. Because the bigs are going to go, wait a minute, we don't know what this is. We kind of like what we're doing. We got this whole staff. We got this whole company that's doing it. And you're coming in, crushing the game because you're using programmatic advertising. Is that making sense? I mean, this is the kind of stuff that we say to ourselves, wow, why am I not on this? Right? Now we hear it all the time, John, again, I don't have enough customers. Okay. Why? Well, because I'm not doing enough marketing. I know I'm not doing enough. I hear it 9 times out of 10. I'm not doing enough marketing. Why it's not 10 out of 10? Because somebody out there, that 1% is out there making a killing while you're not learning about it and then applying it to your business. So we want to stop that, right? Now, here's another one. Chatbots. Man, I tell you, I can get super fascinated with chatbots, John. Chatbots are awesome. It's just going to help your business. If you've got that on your website right now, I want to thank you for, utilizing this kind of thing. Has anybody out there heard of ManyChat? ManyChat? Well, ManyChat is one of the things that Facebook says, well, you know what? We'll have this thing that allows you to come onto our platform and start having conversations with people. Chatbots are almost as if you're talking to a real person. Right? Not quite, but almost. They just allow you another opportunity to engage with your customers. Now, the key thing is, right, when we get a customer, that's one thing. But what about when we need to retain them? Right? It's not just getting the customer that's going to make you money. That's that one time, but then the lifetime of that customer, right? What does that LTV, if you ever heard that term, lifetime value of the customer? Well, you may never find out if you're not engaging them. This right here is one of those small business marketing opportunities, this new hot trend, right? And you guys probably heard about chatbots 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. But now we start thinking about getting our time back again. This is the key here. Getting the time back because we're using some tool to continually engage our customers. And if our customers are continually engaged, they're continually thrilled, then guess what happens? They go, I like that. I like that company. That's how you start to brand, because they know that you're going to show up. They know that you're going to deliver. They know that guess what? You're going to stay in touch with them. Some of the industries, John, that I see that are not using this enough, and I guess, when somebody sees the repeat of this, companies out there like realtors, companies out there in the real estate game. I was talking with one of my clients the other day, and I told her, I says, what do you do after the sale? Well, I send them a postcard or I send them a little deal. I says, well, if that person has already entrusted you with hundreds of thousands of dollars with their money, are they not a really good candidate to be presented other opportunities to? We're talking about making money long after the sale, right? Now, imagine if you deployed what we're going to be seeing coming up next, deploy a system and service like chatbots, and what we're going to be talking about next to engage them after the sale, to present them with other opportunities. If I'm a realtor, and if you're listening to this and you're a realtor and you want to contact me, do it, because I can show you 10 to 15 different ways to make money after the sale. I'm gonna just give you a couple here. You made this hundreds of thousands of dollar sale. There's no way they shouldn't come to you to go get their house furnished, right? That's an opportunity for you to now go out and source really good stuff based on the size, the dimension, the colors. That helps them out, right? And if you can get them a discount, imagine that. Oh my gosh, not only did my realtor sell me this place or present this place to me, I'm feeling good about that. But now, because of its newness, its space differentials, all that kind of stuff, I don't want to bring my old furniture over here, right? So they come to you and says, I really don't want to go out and do new furniture shopping if you can do that for me. If you stage the place in the sale process, maybe they can keep that in. You go to the furniture place, you say, hey, let's make a deal. That becomes an opportunity to make money after the sale of the building. Landscaping. Hey, they got this brand new place. Maybe they don't want to go out and do the work. They got to go make money to pay for it. So you can present them with, landscapers, all that. This is after the sale. Chatbots could allow you to do that, right? Because they're going to continually get out there and have conversations with your customers. Now, here's the next one, John. Using conversational marketing, I can tell you guys, conversational marketing, it sounds like, oh, you just call up and talk to people. Well, not quite. That's kind of, but not quite. Conversational marketing is now taking these chat bots, and if someone, let's say, for example, comes to your website, and you've seen that little person at the bottom comes up, right? Somebody's ready to talk to you. John would like to have a conversation with you. Eric would like to have a conversation with you. You can now position chatbot type things to have conversations, and they're almost real, right? They're almost real, or it can literally go over to a real person. The main thing is, think about this for everybody. If they got a question, they can ask it right there, right? Some of the websites that I use, they have success people, come on. And they talk to you. They're actually real. They talk to you conversationally, obviously, right? Hey, what's the problem? How can I help you? And then what they'll do is link you to a page. But you can also program your chatbots that when you plug in a question, it hears enough of the questions to then send you to a link, send you to a YouTube channel. Right now, think about this. You now don't have to hire a whole room full of people, customer service agents and all that kind of stuff, because you can save money, save time, and automate this process right here. And get this, it's almost instantaneous, right? They come onto your website, they look down, it says a person's come on with their headset and says, how can I help you? If you need help, just go ahead and click on this button here. Right? Is that cool stuff or what? Conversational marketing. This is awesome. So look at this. When consumers have a question, 82% of them want an immediate response. And that's not just for the impatients like us, John. Right? Everybody out there, it's not just for the impatient. It's for, we want an immediate answer, right? We want somebody to say something. And if you got your chatbot or that person that goes over to a customer service in another country, whatever it is that helps you save money, that can type in enough of what they just heard conversationally, type in and says, okay, here's the link. Boom. You get your answer.
Randy, real quick, because I'm not a computer guru. So if I wanted to set up conversational marketing, chat, one of these chat bots, do I have to know how to code so when somebody asks a question where it directs them to?
None of that. Those the days of doing some of your that hand wringing coding and mind bending coding, a lot of that is pretty much over, simply because you've got services out there that says you don't have to do anything, just pay us $29 a month and we'll install it right onto your website with just moving this over to here. Right? It is such a smooth integration. Now, everything is becoming, I shouldn't say everything, most things are becoming very plug and play. Right? And I love plug and play. Just move this box over here. Let me just do this. Right? And it's really, really simple. So when you decide that This is something that you want on your website because you want to get answers. It is such a marketing opportunity too. Get this, here's something that you can do. You can hear what your customers are consistently saying, and then you can put out videos directly toward that. You can put out new products that answer that question. Because sometimes when we create something, we also create another problem for a person. And I say that in that now they got to use it. That can be a problem if they don't have time. See, my point here is like, oh, hey, I got this new thing for you. Oh, I like that. That's awesome. Oh, I don't have time to use it. And then the adoption of it doesn't happen. But, when you now are applying these plug and play opportunities, saving time, you get it done. It's on there for people. If they come to your website, they got a question, bam. Then from that question, you can generate new opportunities. Hey, I keep hearing my customers talk about this. They keep asking questions about this. Let me do a video on that. And then we can get into what we're going to be talking about next. And that's video marketing. Look at this, video marketing. Are you kidding me right now? This is something that we've been hearing. Gary Vee was all over, standing on all over the soapboxes, standing on his little bench saying, hey, we got to get into this. And we still are slow to adopt it. Look at this, right? The most important trend today, and likely for the next 5 to 10 years. Next 5 to 10 years, everybody. So no, you're not too late. 70% of consumers say that they have shared a brand's video. So let's see if I got this right. You do this awesome video and 70% of people are sharing it. Well, that's pretty good, isn't it? We can do a lot of our marketing, driving of our leads to our pages, to our website via video. I answer questions now through video. It's faster for me. I'll go right to whatever someone's asking me. I'll do a small little video, answer the question, and send them the video. It might be two minutes. It might be 50 seconds. Getting used to doing it that way also does a couple of things. It continually brands you to that person, right? Keep in mind, big idea, get the customer, delight the customer, right? The customer continues to buy. And now if they have you as an opportunity to hear more of you, hear more about what you're offering, hear you answer their questions via video, they get a chance to see your personality. If it's you doing it, or if you have somebody that comes on and just says, okay, we're going to answer this question, I'm going to walk you through it. Man, imagine what that does to cement their love for your brand and your people in their minds. Just a great opportunity. Look at this, 52% of consumers say that watching product videos make them more confident in online purchases. This is so huge. Everything you're presenting, everything you're trying to offer to people, do some kind of this is why it mattered videos. Video marketing is big, it's hot, it's not going away. Next 5 to 10 years going to be super huge. Get on it now if you're not. So what about when people say, hey, I don't think I'm very camera friendly. I don't like doing my hair, my beard is grown out or something and it's all gray. I don't want to show it. Well, guess what? You can put up that product's picture. Let's just say this as for instance, you put up the product's picture and then you give the help. Now they're constantly seeing the product. They're constantly hearing your voice behind as a voiceover, right? So, oh, wait a minute, my voice isn't good. I don't sound well. It's too high pitched. Okay, could you go get someone to read a script of what you wanted to say? Yes, you can. We all know some smooth talking people in our lives, right? Oh, you got a great voice, right? Can I use that voice? Here's a script. Read this. These are all what's possible with video marketing. It's not going away. It's something that is one of those trends, right? That you can use consistently and constantly to just blow past your competition. Try it, guys. I'm telling you, it really does work. Now, this next one, social media apps. Okay, we kind of know about the social media apps. We kind of know the things that are in front of our face, but what about WhatsApp? If we look over here, WhatsApp, look at the engagement of that. Are you kidding me right now? There's so many people using WhatsApp, right? We got Facebook Messenger. Now, Facebook is really funny if you're sending a whole bunch of messages to people, but it is a very effective tool for marketing. And the reason is because people open them. The open rates are through the roof. Now look at this. It says 1.3 billion monthly users are active on Facebook Messenger. Wait a minute. I should be marketing through Facebook Messenger then. Something to think about. 10 billion messages are sent between people and businesses from messengers, Facebook Messenger every month. When you see something like this, be encouraged that, you know what, some of the traditional places may be seemingly saturated or full, but they are not. Using something like this. WhatsApp, 1.6 billion active users every day. 55 billion messages. I want some of your messages to be sent via WhatsApp, right? And now most of these, some of my, I'm not even talking about, I'm not talking about TikTok. I'm not even going to get into podcasts. I'm not going to get into some of those because some of them are brand new, right? And people are really going, you know what, for what they're doing, I don't want to do it. But now TikTok is also coming out with an opportunity to sell and buy. I can tell you, anytime I've seen something on TikTok, John, I've seen it and I'm interested in it. I'm engaged in it. It's making me laugh. I want to buy it. I do. It's like, oh my gosh, I want to buy that. Where can I find it? And you can't find it.
So
That becomes a
with this
problem.
information of all these different WhatsApp, Messenger, WeChat, etc., you the business owner still has to have a way to capture that information before they could send that to somebody, because they need to know what their user ID or handle or whatever it's called to get a message to them, correct?
All right, say that again, John. Let me understand what you're saying.
So kind of like your telephone number. Someone can't call me unless they know my number. So uh, us as business owners, entrepreneurs, we have to have some way of capturing that information prior to being able to reach out. Is that correct?
Well, that's one of the things that you could do, right? You could, for me, what I would do is I'd run ads on that platform. So what that's doing is, if I'm running ads on that platform, then I'm getting the exposure to them. And then they can, if they like it, click on. By that time, get this is what's happening, everyone, is because they're taking the time to click on it, that means they're somewhat engaged in it. That's micro engagement, right? Can I get them to click on it? Can I get them to kind of come onto my page? Don't try to sell them. Now, once they're on, now if we develop a relationship, I've got the email. That's the beginning of the relationship. That's like getting a telephone number when back in the dating days, right? It's like now I at least have the opportunity to reach you. And you might pick up. Things like that. Now, if we go out and do that in a very systematic way, I have decided you got to go. I got 300 people that I'm trying to reach. Okay, well, I'm going to run an ad. I'm going to try to reach 3,000 people to get 300 engagements, right? Like a 10% rate of that. But quite frankly, you're only going to get a 1%, 2%, 3%, or 4%. So that means I should probably put it in front of 30,000 people. But you can do that on these brand new apps, especially because they're brand new and the cost to advertise on them is not that expensive. And the exposure, of course, is huge if you're using that particular way. What if we use some of these like Snapchat, right, to engage and to delight, and then to get people curious? That's a method of marketing. And if I think about this, people say, well, gee, I don't have a time. Well, what are you doing in your business right now? Are you working in that thing, or are you using these kind of opportunities to work on it, to drive more engagement, to get more people in? So then once they're in, your other automated tools then can continually put information out there to them. All right, now look at this. Top 3 social media apps: WhatsApp, Facebook, Messenger, WeChat. That's a China move. But they got, oh my gosh, just huge engagement. And China got some regulations and all that kind of stuff. And then we got, of course, Facebook and YouTube. How are you leveraging? This is the big question to everybody, right? How are you leveraging these things? That becomes one of the big deals. This next one, it's going to blow your mind. Look at this. Visual search. John, do you know that you can take a picture of something and literally search for it? You can, and I've got a couple of tools here that you can do, right? So have you heard of Google goggles? Google Goggles allows you to do a search of an item, right? Search of an item. It recognizes the object. It'll recognize the picture. I've used it actually. Recognize the picture and then tell you where instances that it's been seen online. It'll even tell you sometimes where the picture came from. This is amazing stuff. Now this one, let's look at this. Visual search can take user experience to a totally new level. People can upload an image to conduct search and get more specific results. So let's see if I got this right. I don't even have to now type into Google what I think it is. I just take a picture of it. Oh my goodness, right? That becomes an opportunity. If your product is now out there positioned and someone sees your product and all they have to do is take a picture of it, right? Or in your case, you say, you know what? If you realize that speed is everything in marketing, especially, you see something new, take a picture of it and are able to get enough information from it. Go do your keyword search stuff, build a page as it relates to that. If you're, let's say, an affiliate marketer, right now I'm going some of these things you may or may not have heard, but these are some of the things, if you're in this space and you're doing this work, that you need to be in front of instead of in back of. Once it gets saturated, well, you've lost your competitive advantage. It's become this huge red ocean of everybody else in it. And now they're siphoning off some of the money that you could have been the first to get to. Using things like this, look it up, start thinking about the areas that you can put this visual search to use: fashion, outfit, art, food, beauty, animals, vehicles, right? Taking a picture of a car that you saw maybe on one of your vacation trips and said, oh, this is hot. This may not be here yet.
So do we have to go into a specific app to do this?
Yeah, Google allows you some. I believe that you can actually do it from without having to go into Google Goggles. I think, but CamFind is an app that you can use that does it for you too, right? You download the app, you download Google Goggles, and then you're able to do it that way. Right? I've done it that way. I've actually been on my laptop and taken a picture and gone to Google and says, find this for me. Right? So those are some things, but these are some things to consider, right? As we're going out there and determining what to use in my small business that'll get
Eric's
me ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, Eric has a question. He just raised his hand really quick.
Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, so a lot of this sounds great, and the like using the chat apps definitely sound great, like the messaging apps. I guess I'm wondering where like depth versus width comes into play, especially when you're starting out. So I'm managing most of my marketing myself, but like I'm trying to figure out where does depth versus width come in? Like the visual search thing, like you got me. This sounds cool too, right? But it is going to pull some time from some other things. So I was wondering if you could clarify that piece for me.
And I think it all comes down to when you say development versus, I didn't hear that last part.
Oh, sorry, depth versus width. So doing Instagram marketing and direct messaging like really good versus doing all of these some.
Right. And here's the wonderful thing about that question and why I like it so much is this, is if we are employing a variety of opportunities, then it's like setting traps, right? Now, I can set one trap because I think the rabbit, I'm sorry for any vegetarians out there, the rabbit's coming this way. But what if I set many traps because I'm going to go into a field and make sure that they, that I rustle them up, and then I have the opportunity to capture many while I chase one. So what I would be employing is I got my main thing that I do, right? I do, my main source of marketing may be YouTube. But when I see these new things that could be siphoning off my ability to get more customers, and then I watch other people in the field, just how are they converting so much, is because what they're doing is they're going out and applying the trap concept. Your main focus is this, right? It's working for you, it's converting for you. But you have no familiarity with some of this other stuff. If that main thing stops working, you don't know what to do. If Google, and you've been sending all your stuff to Google or Facebook, they changed their algorithm, you're stuck. You did no email marketing, you did no automations, people don't know you. Now your business overnight could go away. So when we think about the depth versus width approach, I like to say, well, I'm not a specialist. I don't do brain surgery, but I can fix just about everything else. And I can make a lot of money doing that. If Da Vinci comes along and now puts the specialist out of Da Vinci is a a machine that goes in and does surgery for you, right? Now that specialty has gone away. I kind of look at it like VHS tapes. That was a specialty. This is how we got all of our videos, and it went away. If we had done nothing out there to discover what digital is like, what's this other stuff, then we put ourselves at a disadvantage. That's how I'd like to answer that. So this is one thing I want to go ahead and move on to is if let's reflect on this. What do you now know? How can you use it? And if we had more people in, John, I'd say, hey, would you like to demonstrate and show how you're going to use this stuff? But for the sake of time, we got about 20 minutes. I want to get through some of these other ones. I wanted to just show you the what, everybody. Show you what are some of the tools that you could be using out there right now. And as Eric had mentioned earlier, you can decide how deep you want to go into one based on whether or not it's working for you. If you discovered this new thing because you had your toes dipped in or you had your trap set and it caught something interesting, and you can say, I wonder how many more I can catch in this trap. But because you've done it, put it out there, right? And you're using this automation, you're not spending so much time doing it. It's plug and play. It made it easy for you, right? You got chatbots that are answering questions for you. All that kind of stuff combined then allows you to go out and try different things or continue to maximize what you're already doing. All right, so let's talk about this one. Social media stories. Now we've heard of this, right? We got Snapchat, right? You got the WhatsApp app, you got Instagram stories. Well, the question becomes, and we got some new ones out there, right? Now they're saying, hey, let's blow past stories and let's just get into listening. Right, come on now, right? Now you have the opportunity to just go out there and listen to some stuff. I was writing down, or I was on one the other day, and it wasn't Clubhouse. I was actually listening in to another one that's trying to come up and do some things, and they're trying to mimic what Clubhouse has done. I'm trying to look for my notes here, but anyway, I was on this one. I thought this is pretty interesting, but then they have a little gate, and the gate says, well, if you don't have this many followers, you know what I mean? So, and then what happens with Clubhouse? If you don't have iOS and you have an Android, you might be out of luck. But we're starting to see that stories still are playing very, very well. These are some things that we can be using to get out there and market our material, tell the story about the material, let people hear that story. They get excited about the story. People love hearing stories. And now we've got these platforms. And if you notice here, it says, since these type of stories disappear after a set period, this is a great opportunity for marketers to make good use of fear of missing out. I want to listen into this story. I want to listen into what they talk about next. I'm doing the same thing in a webinar series that I'm gonna be doing every Saturday after John and I do our podcast. I'm going to be doing these webinar series after that webinar. I'm not going to have a replay because people will go, well, I'll just catch it on the replay. And that's why sometimes engagement goes down because it's like, well, I can catch it next week. So I'm going, you know what? This is not going to be, I'm going to give it on this day. And then it goes behind the, membership wall. So come on, show up. The fear of missing out sometimes is how we can start getting people into our funnel, if you will, into our flywheel using these social media stories. All right, now here's one that's hyper local. And for the interest of time, I think there's just a couple more slides, John. So local ads. Now, if you are within a certain geographic area, you want to have the people around you buying from you, don't you? Right? You want them to be aware of what you're saying. So you can now push these things out very specifically going through Google, right? Going through Facebook. You can go, you can, do geolocation. You can set all of that up so that just your specific area sees your ads. I've run ads where I just says, I want just Grand Rapids people or Grand Rapids or West Michigan people to get this ad. I was doing one for a writing outfit, the thing that I was doing, right? So you have the opportunity to do something like that, right? Now, when you do something like that, using these local ads, and here's something that I found out when I was doing my research, that you can get Google guaranteed. John, did you know you can get Google guaranteed?
No, I was going to ask about that. Is that under Google My Business, or is that something?
If you go to ads.google.com/local/services/ads, right? There will be a section in there where you can get your business Google guaranteed. And here's the cool thing about that, right? They screen you and they guarantee you. I thought that was beautiful.
Can you send that link again so we can post that?
Absolutely. Yep.
Thank you.
I'll make this available to you. And again, John, I'm also going to make available to you my Calendly link. So when people want to talk more about this, go deeper, even if they want to say, you know what, I don't want to run this stuff, help me do this, then I'll be able to help them with that as well. So now let's get into this one, shifting toward e-commerce, right? A lot of stuff, we know this, a lot of things should be selling online and now have just gone huge. A lot of companies have gone out of business. And now somebody's, there's a company out there right now called Retail, I can't think of the name, REV, Retail Ventures, I think, with Alex Murr and Ty Lopez. They are actually going and finding these really, really famous brands and taking them online. They've gone bankrupt or whatever. We're talking companies that had billion-dollar valuations and billions of dollars in sales that gone out of business. So that shift toward e-commerce is really, really big. Now, the key becomes, can we market to get people over to our stores? Are we doing enough? Are we finding the right traffic channels to get people over to our stores? And then are we automating so that we continually put our stuff in front of them? These are some of the small marketing trends that we really can take advantage of and have a ton of fun and make money. That's one of the key things. Mobile marketing. Let's talk about that a little bit, right? Hey, I can tell you, I go everywhere with this. And every now and then, I'm going to tell you guys this. I get an email, some random email. Hey, we got some digital stuff for you. And every now and then I will actually go over to their website. Right now, sometimes I'm feeling like, hey, you just intruded on anybody else that wanted to reach me right then, but it works because people typically click on it. Sometimes just to click on it to get it out of their, things that they need to see. But using mobile marketing is a really big thing that we really need to take advantage of. Imagine if for 1 month, now we're going to take what Eric talked about, right? Going deep, and we're just going to do one thing, just that one thing for a month. We're just going to do all of our ads, and we're not going to say, I want this to go on desktops. I want this to go on pads. I want this to go right to people's phones only. Imagine that, right? Reaching them via their smartphones or tablets. Now, the key thing is that everybody is on them. And if we concentrate it, we can do this as a test. Concentrate it on just mobile marketing. What could happen from that? And now people click on your page, and then your page has a little chat bot, right? Your conversational person. Hey, can I answer a question for you? I hear it can get people over to a page, a video. The video marketing then can sell people. You hit them on their phone and they went over to this thing and boom, everything's working for you. And you can automate all of that. Here's another one. We've heard about this, right? Creating your app for your products. Now they've got a lot of no-code apps that you can create, right? You go to App Geyser, and they will walk you through how to create an app for, not a lot of money. Plug and play. Sometimes we use these plug and play opportunities to test the market for minimum amounts of money. And then we see that, hey, people are really digging this. It needs more functionality. Then we can take that as a part of the wireframe and then send it over to some developers to build it out if you want to, right? But think about this. People are clicking on apps. It still is happening, right? We ask oftentimes, is there an app for that? In other words, is there something easier for me than having to type in www. whatever? Oh, yeah, it's right over here. Oh, by the way, it's free, or it's free. And if you want more functionality, give us a couple of bucks a month. This is a good thing. You can use this to make a lot of money. All right. Now, when we start thinking about the automation part of it, right, as a part of our marketing, why are we not using everything on here, right? I'm building a Shopify store later today to literally sell one product. And then I can go in, because I've wanted to brand it for these adult coloring pages, for example. I'm branding it for that. Then guess what? I can use another email to go in and create another Shopify store. And then another one specific to a thing I'm trying to present and or sell. Determining what's hot, doing some specific marketing to it. And then I can go on here and grab some people that are out there remote working and say, you know what? I don't have enough time, right? Or I'm going deep on one area. I need you to test out these other things. That's what also becomes possible with utilizing remote workers to help you with that small business marketing part of it, especially if you're doing it all yourself and you got 55 more ideas. These are some opportunities. All right, now here's one, John, I think is true to your heart. And in the next couple of minutes, let's talk about that. Being eco-friendly, right? And socially responsible. Mm-hmm. Now, I know, John, with Ineffable Socks, and I know, Eric, what you're doing over there with your company, it's all about how can I make money and then give back, right? I can imagine, like, I see Mosby's Popcorn on here, okay, I'm going to sell 2, I'm going to give a half a bag away. This is just what we do. It becomes a great opportunity, everyone, that we can start saying, how can I, do what I'm doing, show how it is, economic, eco-friendly, and it gives back. It does a good for society. It helps clean up plastics, whatever it is. That becomes an opportunity to use what you're doing for good to also be a part of your marketing. I want that company, right? You can niche out. I only want to talk to people that have gone to eco-friendly sites. You can do your marketing that way. You can target just those folks and make a pile of money with this approach. It works very, very well. Now, one of the big deals, of course, as we round out this session, is we want to make sure that we can do a before and after comparison, right? That's what this is all about. So imagine now you're able to take a listen to what we just talked about, and you're now being able to say, okay, here's where I am right now. Here's where my sales are. I was doing, maybe one approach, or like Eric talked about, I was doing too many things and none of them get me, return on ad spend. I don't know how to track it. I don't know what's working. And then you say, well, let's just go deep and see how this going deep does a thing for my business. It gives me a before and after comparison of my revenue, right? That's the only thing that matters, is did that thing create and generate revenue for you? I don't want a lead that doesn't come with the possibility of a sale. I want the best lead that then is more than likely to get me the sale. That becomes what we do when we're just looking at what we're at now, saying, okay, I've been using this approach. This is what I'm making. Let's try some of these other things that Randy was talking about today and see what happens over the next month, right? We give enough attention to it. We give it enough, oxygen to breathe. We concentrate it on enough, and we watch it to see what it's done for our business. Now, if this is a specific kind of marketing, we got to be careful, right? Because we know that content marketing is a overtime kind of expenditure. You get, as you rise up in the rankings, as people go onto your page and click on your stuff, that's a different kind of marketing. But when we have some of these other opportunities, we can see, what are our customers saying? Because they went and got somebody that they can talk to right away with the chatbots. What are they saying because they saw my stuff via video, right? How is it changing the trajectory of my income? Those become what's possible. So everybody, I appreciate you coming. I want to wrap it up with that because, John, we only had an hour. Thank you very much for listening in on what we were doing today. These are some of the hot new trends in small business marketing. If you want to reach me, John's going to have all of my stuff, all of my information. I'm telling you, I'm excited about it. I'm excited for your company to start separating itself from anybody else, being first sometimes, or being the one that says, ooh, I realize how I can leverage this, and get out there and start making those profits. And then when something that gets old and tired, you've already been presented with something else. I'm going to be doing this every single week. And I'll give John the information too, where you can see the webinars I'm going to be doing every Saturday. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Saturday at about 10. Come on to the webinars, enjoy some of the stuff we're going to be talking about, and start making some more profits. Your friend in profits, Randy O.
Thank you very much, Randy. And I'll pass out Randy's information. It's otterbridgebusinessinstitute.com. That's correct, right, Randy?
Yep. You can go to that site. That's pretty much just a landing page, right? It's going to be changed out. I got some really cool things. I'm actually applying the stuff that I've been learning about, recreating the page, making it more interactive, right? Right now, it just sits there and goes, who are you? What do you want? Now I'm going to say, hey, can I help you with this? So you'll be on the lookout for, under that same that same URL, be looking for the new stuff that's going to be coming out. Again,
perfect.
I appreciate you guys.
Eric, Brian, did you have a question real quick?
Yeah, I just wanted to see if the information that was talked about, if those slides can be shared with us.
I will decide on that, my friend.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
You see what I mean? One of the great things, because I'm going to be using these slides, I'm going to be using this information as I roll out the, not just the what, but the how. Okay. So what I'll probably do, Brian, is I'll invite people into that next deeper take on this. But this is right here, man. That's like, ooh, that's like gold, brother. That's like the popcorn recipe.
I understand that. Yes, sir.
Brian,
eat the results.
Randy did give us permission to record this session, so that will be going into our resource tab on our technical assistance, and I'll send you a copy of that as well.
That'll be helpful. Thank you.
Okay, man. Any extra other help that you need, especially as it relates to the specific business that you're in? Oh my gosh, I got probably 10 or 15 things, man, that we could talk about to help leverage what you do and then start monetizing other things that you may not have thought about.
All right, I'm ready to listen and learn.
And I've eaten that popcorn. It's some good stuff. Trust me.
Very good.
I appreciate it, fellas. Thank you. That means a lot.
Yes, sir. All right, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. John, is there anything else, any other way that I can help you?
No, we greatly appreciate it. I'll pass out your information, your contact information along to everyone, and greatly appreciate it. Fantastic presentation. I took a lot of notes.
Copious notes. Yeah, send people right to my Calendly link. I'm going to give you that as opposed to the site, because again, the site is just a landing page to kind of drive people to other places, right? But the Calendly link is saying, you want to talk to me? Let's get after it.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you very much, Randy. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And we hope you enjoyed this presentation, as it will monetize your life.
Thank you, John. See you later.
Thanks, Randy.